Okay, Perforce version control. So getting this set up, I've got it in. It took a while. It took like 6 hours of 2 or 3 days of messing around, and so now it's detecting it in here. And so I'm gonna do some things like delete some extra files before committing to version control, and then sharing the credentials out with my teammates. But so I realized though I stepped away and came back, and so it's a new day, and I reached this point in the docs where after getting the server set up and all of that and configuring Perforce, creating usernames, that was a whole process. And so it's recommending that you actually add things outside of the editor first. So I'm going to try and follow that recommendation. So I'm going to do this and get the right things added in, see if I can find a way to add an ignore file. So anyways, yeah, kind of boring stuff, but needs to be done for the teamwork part. So for the Unreal connection, we want to type in all of the server information and user information that was set up ahead of time. And so you have to do that all on the admin side. The workspace is going to be a local folder on your machine. So it's not the same thing as a depot, which is the remote location with all the stuff in it. This won't work out of the box if you try and use SSL, because you need to establish a certificate using the Perforce client. So you have to do it outside of Unreal. I had some vocabulary confusion where P4V, that's the client we're looking for. So you got to go to the site, download it. I'll include some links for myself and the team to remember. Once you get it installed here, it comes with all the tools, CLI tools and everything else. Then you need to put in the IP address for the server and your username, although I don't think it's that important at this step because it's going to ask you again later. So really you just want to get it installed, and we'll actually connect to the server shortly. So here's where it's actually going to try and make a connection, and I got really confused with what a workspace is versus what a depot is. And so a workspace is basically just the local folder that you want to track. And so it's local to your machine, and the depot is remote. And so it's just asking where do you want to track it. And when you go to create a new one, it'll establish the fingerprint. Finally, after figuring out the whole depot workspace thing, go back and it'll show up as an available workspace. And now when you go to connect, because the trust command has been run on the client, it connects and it works. So now we have a secured server to connect to and track all this stuff. So by default, nothing's going to be tracked, and we have to add some things, but we can decide what to do there after cleaning out some things. And then I'm going to put all the steps that I did to get this stood up and detailed in GitHub just to track how to set up a Perforce server going forward. But we're done.